I don't know if this is going to work or not. Maybe it's going to work on my phone. Very disappointing it won't work on my computer. Hey, I see you've joined. You've come on here. Derek Godwin, my best friend, yesterday was his birthday. Wednesday we're going to lunch. We're going to the alley on Main. Hey, I'm not going to be on here very long, guys. What I am doing is I want to help build a bigger audience for Thursday, Straight from the Gut, which is every Thursday night at 8 o'clock. Hey, I'm being interrupted. Mm-hmm. Hey, what are you kids doing? Oh, boy. Hey, don't comment. Happy. Hey, Ben Wood, how you doing, friend? So, some days I come home like this. Brittany Renee's cooked dinner. She's done everything I've asked her to because I run the show. Hey, I'm just kidding. Some days I come home and I'm looking back. Hey, Lucas, how you doing, friend? I look back at how my day went. I reflect, and I really am very aware of who I am, what I'm doing. And I look, and sometimes I want to complain about my situation. Sometimes I want to complain about things that are happening to me. And what I really do is, hey, Belinda, how are you? Hey, I saw your news about Joey. Very, very, very glad to hear that. And what I end up doing is I start reflecting on myself, and I always come back to a belief I have, and that's I'm in control. You are in control of your own happiness. So every day, are you making the decision to make yourself happy? What are you doing on a daily basis to either make yourself happy or make yourself unhappy? You're in charge. You are in charge of your mind. I'm 44 years old, and it's taken me a long time, I think, to get to this point to where I'm a very immature person. Did you know that, Brittany Renee? I am very immature, but as I've gotten older, I have learned to mature in some areas of my life, and I have come to the realization I can't tell my mind what I want to do. I could not do this a few years ago, but now I can tell my mind what I'm going to do, because everything that I'm around is going to influence the way my mind, the way it thinks, the way it reacts. Does that make sense, Brittany Renee?
Sure does, baby.
So I want to just ask yourself, and I'm leading up to the show Straight from the Gut on Thursday night at 8 o'clock. I'm going to go into much greater detail about understanding that happiness is a choice. Did you know happiness is a choice?
It's up to you.
It is up to you.
No one else.
And I've got a lot of friends where I see them making the same dumbass mistakes over and over and over again, because they're constantly trying ways to fix their life, but they're bringing in variables that won't fix it. It's like going over there and making yourself water, but you're putting a little bit of poison or something in it. You are becoming toxic to yourself. You are doing things that will not make you happy, and sometimes there's some things in your life. It is a work in progress. Hey, Ryan Mudd. But what you've got to do is ask yourself every day. Sometimes, unfortunately, there's things that you really want in the moment that you think will make you happy, but they don't. Maybe they make you happy for 5 or 10 minutes or an hour.
Instant gratification.
But they're not going to align to make you happy for very long. So this Thursday night, Straight from the Gut, me and Brittany Renee are going to talk about happiness. Are you demanding that you're happy? Are you settling for things around you that you shouldn't be settling for? And it's a very, very, again, I do believe it takes a lot of awareness. It takes it's a mindset where you've got to accept everything that's going on around you.
I think this is going to be an eye-opening experience.
Do you really?
People. Yeah.
Well, I hope so. But I post questions I will give out some cool things for the people that watch and share the stream. So I want you to be thinking about this week, and I want you to come back onto the show on Thursday night at 8 o'clock and be prepared to answer. Are you demanding that you're happy? What does that look like? Sometimes there's people in your life because, again, your mind, your whole being, what you're doing is you're collecting content, good, bad, whatever it is, and your mind is not discriminating. It's not no, it's not a good word. It's not filtering what's coming in. It's going to input, output. What you're bringing in there is your brain will input, then you're going to output, and you are in control of this. So I don't even know if I want to watch. A lot of my friends are so tied up in politics. They're so tied up with this, that, or whatever. And really, if you were to eliminate your bias and just answer this question, how often do you see either side talking about something positive? It's usually something negative, some negative spin about the other one. So what it's doing is it's constantly reinforcing negative content in your brain. You're watching, you're listening. The news a lot of times, unfortunately, is going to put negative content out there. It's going to put things, it's going to scare you.
And because it's the news, a lot of people don't filter it because they think it's true.
It's the news. A lot of people don't know that there's an agenda. Their agenda, I really believe, is to get people to watch them to make more money. Ryan, didn't you completely agree about Paul?
I saw that post earlier today, Ron. You got a lot of heat on that
What
one.
did Ryan say something?
No, his post was not even political at all, but a lot of people were trying to make it political. And so he was having to defend his post.
What did you say, Ryan? Bad news sells, attention sells,
There
Derek.
was a statistic that came out about the number of mass shootings in this year alone, and it was an astronomical amount. And so he just put that out there like, this is crazy, that this amount of mass shootings have occurred in this amount of days, and people said that the news was misleading. They, give those numbers incorrectly for a reason to, about the gun laws, this, that.
Well, I do think people do make that political. I think then they'll find a reason to justify their beliefs. So right now, if you're a Trump fan, and the truth is, if there's more gun deaths out there, you're going to find a way to justify your support for Trump.
But it doesn't change the fact that those murders and those shootings did happen. I mean, that's all that he was bringing attention to is the amount of shootings that took place.
Right.
Not whether they legally obtained those weapons or not.
Everybody tries to make it political.
Right.
They want to go negative. That is something that a lot of people are dominated by negativity.
I got you, Ron. It's okay.
I don't even know if you're still on here, Ryan Denny. But hey, I do believe people would rather be right than happy. I believe people would rather prove their point, defend their position, and think they're smarter as opposed to being happy. Concentrating on negativity won't make you happy. As a matter of fact, it's going to make you more unhappy. So Thursday night, everybody that's on here, I'd love for you to get back on here and ask. And I want you to ask yourself tonight, tomorrow.
You should have a special guest.
Instead of being a pro or a cause. What is Ryan saying? I can't see good on
He said
it.
instead of being a pro a cause, people prefer to be anti a cause. For instance, Mother Teresa was pro-peace instead of being anti-war. That is powerful. Most people assume that is the same thing, but it is not.
So what is he saying? That what people are doing is Mother Teresa was fine?
It's misconstrued. There's a fine line a lot of times that people don't see the difference in the black and the white. They want to try to find the gray. They want to find the similarities of, how it could be this and not that.
A lot of people want to defend their position. They want to defend their right. But again, so often you'll have conversations with people. And have you ever noticed how like with me and you, a lot of times my personality type is I'm a natural debater, which means if you're saying something, I want to help you get a better understanding whether you've asked for my opinion or not. So anytime my personality can really rub people the wrong way because how often I'm challenging what you're saying. Anytime you're disagreeable, there is a good chance that you're going to offend the other person. And what do you get out of all these little petty discussions wherever you're trying to prove somebody wrong or that you're smarter than them? But again, all I'm going to ask is this. Hey, sometimes if you want to be happy, you've got to avoid those situations. You've got to avoid even the thought of getting involved in some of these discussions.
Don't give away too much material for your first.
It's going to force me to keep coming up with more.
Like politics, it seems like the parties run on a platform of why you should not vote for their opponent instead of running on a platform of why you should vote for them.
I think that's the way a lot of things are today. But what I would ask everybody to do...
Because what Derek said, negative attention
hey, Bill
is
Wilson.
good attention. A lot of times.
It's easier...
To create, an uproar. Like a lot of celebrities, they do it. If they're not getting attention, they'll create attention. And a lot of times it's probably a negative attention just to create more people to be like, what?
Well, I do think for individuals, I do think that there's a lot of science that backs this up with persuasion. Anytime you have something that you fear you may lose, it's a lot more motivational for you to lose something as to gain it. So, like, for example...
Hey, am I stealing your material?
You are stealing my material. But think about this. If I wanted to... If you told me, hey, you could go out there and you could lose 20 pounds, that's something I could go do. It may not get my attention. It may not generate enough pain or potential to activate me to actually go out there and do it. But if you take away something from me, the threat of me losing something, it's going to motivate me a lot more, if that makes sense. We're much more motivated by our fear of losing something as opposed to our ability to go out and gain something.
Right.
So, hey, everybody, I want you to ask yourself this. You don't have to reply on here, but ask yourself, am I happy? Am I demanding that I'm happy? Because a lot of people that are people pleasers, like me, I can really be a people pleaser, and sometimes I worry about how other people are going to feel instead of me demanding my own happiness. So it's very hard to go through life wanting to make other people happy, but in the same time demanding that you're happy yourself. Me and my best friend Derek Godwin had this conversation yesterday about making hard decisions where people are going to be affected, and he had a way to justify, and I liked what he said.
Finish what you're saying first.
Well, that's what I don't want to say too much because it was kind of private. Well,
you kept going and then you were reading what Ryan said.
Well, I was just talking about Derek and how he can justify making these decisions a lot easier. Mm-hmm. I struggle letting people down. That's something that I will a lot of times negotiate my own happiness so I don't have to let somebody down.
Yeah.
And that's pretty pathetic, to be honest with you. So I'm telling you, one of the reasons why I do this is it helps me hold myself more accountable and ask myself, am I demanding that I'm happy? Because you can negotiate it down to where you're making other people feel good, but you're not happy. So what are your checkpoints that you've got in your life that make sure that you are happy? Like your friends can immediately make you unhappy.
Buzzkill.
They can. And if you look around at your 4 or 5 closest friends that you're spending the most time with, you're really going to fall somewhere in the average of who they are. If you're hanging around a lot of unhappy friends, unfortunately, you're probably going to be very unhappy as well.
Do you agree that when you gain a new friend, you need to get rid of one in your circle? Isn't that what Grant Cardone and
Ty Lopez?
They said last night.
Yeah.
They said when you get rid of somebody in your circle, or when you gain somebody in your circle, you've got to get rid of somebody in your circle.
That's right. But
you got to keep on climbing.
And you do, because you do. But if you're me, and I've had the same friends for so long in my life, it would be very painful for me to say.
Well, and I guess that's why I'm asking you that, because I feel the same way too. Friendships are very meaningful, and for them to say that was kind of, maybe they weren't talking about friends, maybe they were just talking about.
I think they're talking about friends, because if you really think about this, if you're demanding that you're happy, if you're demanding that you're going to be
what if I don't hang around anyone?
Well, maybe you could hang around people, Barry, that will help you level up. But think about this. What are the chances that everybody in your little social circle, what's the chance that every one of them are moving the same direction?
At your level or above.
So if you are always only as strong as your weakest link. If you're using that analogy, if you've got these people in your life that don't believe what you believe, where they don't value you're improving on a daily basis, those people will eventually start to limit your thinking. Mm-hmm. You'll get around those people, and your thinking, you'll start to, first off, you'll start to justify things, and then you'll just get to the point to where you accept that you are not playing at the level that you should.
Right.
You're around these other people, and you may have friends that you're doing a lot better than, but if those people don't get better and you continue to hang around with them, I don't think you'll get better. I think more than likely, now I've had a few friends in my life that hung out with me, that they obviously were doing a lot better than me. Somehow they kept me around and they continued to get better. But I am of the opinion that
maybe your motivation to them.
I think they like me. I think, but so I think like does attract like. So if you're ever around somebody that they're not a learner, if they're not trying to excel, if they're not trying to get to another level in their life, you're either going to accept it and you're not going to get to that next level, or maybe you didn't even really want to get to that next level. But your friends are a reflection of who you are. And I don't know, success does breed success. So, let's take my new best friend, Derek Godwin, on here, who, for his age, for any age, I think he has such a I don't know the word that I'm looking for, but the things that he knows in just about a lot of different subject matters is so impressive. He's 33 years old now, and it's just, to me, I just don't see how somebody at that age knows as much as they know. But it's because of his experiences. Look at what he's done. Look at the things that he does on a daily basis.
And maybe who he surrounds himself with.
Because
of course he probably learns from them
too. He's learned around somebody, but his experiences over the last few years have helped him understand things at such a much higher level than I'm at in one day.
He's 33 and 1 day year old.
That's right. Hey Jennifer, how are you doing?
Hey
friend?
Derek, I did have to tell him it was your birthday, by the way.
Well, I would have figured it out because I'm on Facebook, so it ain't like it's a big secret. But he did come over in his brand new Corvette. Hey Jenny Gale, why don't you saying hey to me? I'm gonna run Jonah run, probably smoke your teeth. But this week, I want you to think about that. I didn't mean to get on here and go this long, but I do want you to take this and accept full responsibility. Happiness is a decision. Age is just a number. Hey, I feel old some days. But hey, we're talking about happiness right now. Happiness is an inside job that you are in control. Now, some people are going to talk about, hey, we got this damn dog over here.
He's trying to tell you
hey,
what
Jeremy
brings
Weaver.
Happiness.
Well, I am going to come out and run. I'm going to come out there and run, probably about 11:45-minute mile pace.
Just like you did this past Saturday?
But I will come out there and run. But I'm going to wrap this up. I do want to invite everybody back on here Thursday night at 8 o'clock. And everybody can say what they're thinking. And hey, I like for people to challenge what I'm saying because that's kind of my personality type. But I do believe this. Hey, Big A. Hey, my other best friend. Hey, What if Adam Wright and Derek Godwin got in a fight over me, over who their best friend?
I'm coming over for whiskey by the fire.
Ryan, you've said that several times.
Ryan, you're all talk, buddy.
You like stop in front of our house. You never have come in the house, but you're more than welcome to come over. I will probably have a little get together for.
That's what it was supposed to be originally. He was going to start his straight from the gut out there by the fire. First week we moved in, you remember?
Bad reception. Derek Adams' mom is Carlotta. But I do think I might have a little get together this Saturday night for the people in the neighborhood. Or Derek, if you're in town, you can come over. Notre Dame versus Miami.
What time do they play?
7 o'clock.
Oh.
It's a night game.
I'll go out.
You'll be out all night.
I'll be out.
I'll tell everybody to be looking for my girlfriend. So we're going to wrap this up because this was not anything that I planned. Monday night is not my. It's not my one of my shows. I tell you what we need. Brittany Renee's got a friend that he's going to come over here and he's going to put that fancy stuff in. Fiber. Because Comcast.
Well, yeah, because we have that bricked in patio, so the brick stops the connection out there. It interferes with the connection, so they say, that brick.
But that's all I wanted to say.
That's it, kids.
Because today, hey, are you signing off? Is that what you're doing?
See ya.
See ya. Because today, I've had a day where situations are coming up in my life where I'm thinking, you know what, I'm in charge of this. Nobody else is in charge of this. Fake news. So you are unhappy. I mean, you are in charge of what happens as far as allowing things in your life or not.
Yes.
And if you allow them in your life and they continue to happen, if they are bad, whose fault is that?
It's only your own.
It's no fun because what we all want is this perfect little world with all these people in our world that we care about and we want everybody to do better. But it just doesn't work like that. Your brain is influenced by all the content that goes on every single day. Every single day, your mind is seeing something. Every single day, your brain is being exposed to something, whether it's good or bad, and that information is going to distort the way you look at things. It's going to move you to a positive, or it's going to move you to a negative. Whenever you watch the local news or some type of news, they're probably going to put something on there that may scare you, which is going to be negative, because that will get more attention. Negativity it's easier if I were to come on here and say something negative or controversial as to coming on here and saying something positive.
Right.
I could say something.
Negative attention gets attention.
Well, let's think about the people that were going to march downtown Murfreesboro. Let's think about that. Look at how much attention that got because of how negative they were. Mm-hmm. If you had 3,000 people coming to protest positivity, we wouldn't even acknowledge that. We wouldn't even care about that. It wouldn't, I don't even know if it'd make the newspaper. Do you think so? Maybe. Well, hey, this Thursday night, 8 o'clock, straight from the gut, me and Brittany Renee will be talking. Are you demanding that the fact is it's up to you to be happy? Thursday night, 8 o'clock, please tune in, be ready. Think about this. Think about this tonight. Hey, look at this dog. Hey, look at this dog. Does anybody want to come pick up a boxer? So, hey, going to bed early tonight. Me and Brittany Renee did not watch Shameless last night on Showtime because I went to bed. We're going to go in there and watch Shameless, and I'm going to bed. Thursday night, friends, please tune in. 8 o'clock right here, talking. Are you accepting the fact that happiness is your decision? Have a good night.